Hi everyone, I'm Sunny and today's video is a yes or no video, and I have 5 piles you guys can choose from. It's going to be a general yes or no pick a card. So you decide on the question and then I'll go ahead and tell you your yes or no depending on the pile you choose. So I have 5 piles from left to right. I have pile 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So I will go ahead and start with the first pile. So you're more than welcome to pause the video if you need more time. So for pile number 1, you guys have a yes. This is the 8 of Swords upright. So I'll let you have a close-up, sort of. Sometimes when I get too close, it starts getting super blurry, so I try to make it farther out. So for the 8 of Swords upright, this is a yes. So I'll give you a few seconds to kind of feel out the card, and then, I'll tell you my interpretation of that. So for this pile, I feel that I think you're stuck on this decision and it's been giving you a lot of anxiety. So I think you're finally ready to step forward and kind of take action and remove that blindfold and figure out that the answer was right in front of you, and you don't have to maybe rely on others to kind of come and save you. It's not like you have that savior, somebody else has that savior complex for you. And I could be saying that wrong. I never say the examples correctly, but overall, that's the vibe where I feel that you are finally taking the course of action that is needed. And it might be scary because you might feel like you only have yourself to rely on, but the first steps are always scary, but after a while, you kind of get the hang of it. And so working on trusting your intuition, because sometimes you might not feel that you, the blindfolded person, the individual's blindfolded, kind of lets you know that you're not really in the space where you usually are sharp about your decisions. I think you're kind of second guessing yourself, and that's what's kind of getting to you at this moment. It's that you just want the confirmation, and maybe that's why you came to this yes or no pick a card. You just wanted that extra confirmation that you're doing correct, but honestly, your intuition and your mind is it's not really going to give you the wrong answer ever. So do keep in mind that you should be more trusting of your answers and your questions when you're thinking about them, because there is some logic to that. So thank you, pile number 1. Next, pile number 2. You guys have the Ace of Pentacles upright, and this is a yes for you. So I'll give you a few seconds to stare at it before I give you my interpretation. So pile number 2, the reason why this is a yes is that whatever choice you're going through, it feels like a positive yes, that it's going to bring you that financial reward and stability that you want. Or if it's an opportunity that's given to you and you take it, it might take some time and labor to go into fruition. So example, you decide to invest yourself in IVF treatment, for example, if you're going through fertility, and you realize that it's going to be a lot of money you invest in it, but it's something that you really want, that you're getting back that opportunity that it fulfills you in a reward of a child, right? So maybe it might be scary for you to invest yourself in it, but then you're like, well, this is what I want, so you invest yourself in it, and you invest your coin, and then you go through the long processes the long process of basically doing your injections and checking your hormones and checking your vitals and all that stuff, and programming yourself to realize which is your ovulation days and all that stuff, and then going to your checkups and figuring out if your eggs are healthy and stuff. So a lot of that is time consuming, a lot of patience, a lot of caring for your body. So you using that as an example, right? Me using it as an example for you is that you realize that eventually it works out in your favor, that you finally see that into fruition of the child, right? So that could be it, but it's more so a different thing. Sometimes it's the Ace of Pentacles can be, sure, and that's an opportunity that can be financial, but it's also an opportunity for you to invest in something that can be very rewarding back to you. So sometimes spending to earn more kind of thing. So thank you, pile number 2. Pile number 3, you guys have a yes. This is the 5 of Wands upright. So I'll give you a few seconds to stare at it, and then I'll tell you my interpretation. Okay, so for pile number 3, your yes is going to be coming fast. I think that if you feel like you aren't sure whether people are going to compete with you, this is a yes. They will compete with you, but you will likely put up a good fight, and I think you could be the possible winner, or at least put up a very good fight. That's great. I think that you are fighting for something you want, or maybe like example, if you're trying to example like random, but if you're trying to do a lot of errands in your day, and it could be simple like that. It doesn't have to be super complicated, but you don't know whether your errands are gonna take a long time or they're gonna be short, and you're really trying to cut the time short because you're on a schedule and you're trying to have fun at night. So what do? You try your best to kind of like speed run it, and people might get in your way, and you're like, move, like I'm going to the bank before it closes at 4 o'clock, and you go and like you argue with people, whatever you needed to do, and then you get your way, and then you go back into your car and then drive to the next errand, and you have to like push people around because you need to get groceries before you like the store closes, and then you come back to your car and then drive elsewhere to a different place, like maybe you need to go work out in the gym, and you decided to go, and then there's like a bunch of people using the same machines that you use, so you kind of spot them and make sure that every time like somebody like removes themselves from a machine, you go and like fast before anybody does. So it could be that example where you know how to compete, you know how to fight people off, you have the stamina for it, and therefore you're successful at it. So your adversaries are nothing, and I think you thrive over it. It can be a little bit irritating sometimes, but you have the temper for it because you have strong fiery personality, for example. But remember, take this as an example. It's not going to be that type of scenario for everybody, but this is a yes for you. So next, pile number 4, you guys have a yes. This is the 6 of Pentacles upright, so I'll give you a few seconds to stare at it before I give you my interpretation. So for you guys, for pile number 4, this is going to be a yes, because if you're trying to reach out an organization or someone that can help you, who has the power to help you like financially, like example, people like example, if you're in university and you're applying to programs, how can I say, financial aid, you're applying for financial aid and you're not sure about what, not programs, but is it programs or assistance is, right? Assistance there is for you. You're kind of scared about it, but eventually somebody kind of guides you to the process of applying for these applications, I guess is the best way of saying it. And it might take you some time to kind of receive answers back, but you eventually hear out that they say, yes, you were accepted, you just have to fill out these requirements. It may take some time, but it's basically like details, right, that you can do. It's just a long waiting period of time. So they eventually help you out with the money that you needed to kind of pay up for your your college courses, or maybe you just need a little bit of assistance, like with a loan from your bank, and they kind of help you out in that way, where it's like they facilitate the process for it, like for you to apply. Doesn't mean it's going to be fast. It just means it's going to take some time, dedication, but it feels like you have the right people, or the right person comes to you and helps you, and they're being benevolent. They're being benevolent, and you feel like they're kind of guiding you, and they're holding you by your hand, basically, and it's not so scary of a process anymore, so that if you do need to do it around the next time, you kind of can do it on your own. They're just kind of helping you for the first time to kind of get your feet wet a bit, and realize that there's people out there looking out for you, because not everybody wants to take your money. Some people actually want to give out to the people who actually need it. Maybe you're just not in a financial circumstance that's well off to be paying off such places, right? So to such places, right? So that's just an example. So thank you. And pile number 5, you guys have the Temperance card upright. I'll give you a few seconds to stare at it before I continue with my own interpretation. I took the time to drink water, to drink some water. So pile number 5, you guys have a yes. Whatever decision or whoever's coming into your life too, by the way, this is a yes. I think maybe this person could bring balance to you or help kind of structure your life to where it's not so chaotic. Maybe you had to go through a chaotic life, an out of balance life, to realize that doing small gestures from your part can actually slowly take that weight off your shoulders from one end to the other, and you realize that things can work out. It's just, taking it slower, moderating yourself, figuring out what works and what doesn't work at the same time. Sometimes you're gonna have to kind of seesaw that with like a balance, right? So getting your feet wet with more experience, or having somebody come in and help you to organize your life, or to kind of give you a helping hand, like you got this, or pepping you up, it just feels like it's a positive yes, that you're starting to feel that there's changes, and that these changes are going to help you kind of make your life easier. They could possibly cater to you, and like they could accommodate to your schedule, or they can accommodate to your needs, or just be the person who's kind of like a guardian angel basically, or someone that's like watching your back all the time, who knows that they can kind of intuitively pick up when you kind of need help, or when you kind of need them to step in to like support you. Like if you're speaking up, they're the person to kind of help you, like, yeah, you got this, or like, I agree, and then they step in for like a minute or two, and then you continue to respond. It just feels that maybe if you're needing some assistance, there's a person always by your side, a specific person, or you are this person to somebody else too, but this is a yes, so do take what resonates. But it feels like moderation is finally coming, peacefulness is also coming, like there's more peaceful resolution to any arguments that you've been having, anything that's been feeling a little bit more hectic, in that way of like there's more anger. So remember, this feels like it's more peaceful. Or you could be like, example, if you're divorcing somebody, you are someone that's not fighting it like in an evil way or like cruelly. You're kind of weighing out the options and discussing things with your ex-partner, and you're amicably dividing your assets and dividing everything that you guys had, and just kind of going over paperwork and stuff in a nice way. You're not being mean to each other, catty. So take what resonates, but this is a yes. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in a different video. So bye everybody.